I say we draft. I say we do a 20-second draft on Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty, where they match your first deposit 50% up to $250. I say we do one of them drafts right now. So file on in. Phone lines will be open the entire show. Open topic. If you want to discuss any of this news that broke today, man, we had a full slate of news from Chase to the Cowboys to Dak to CeeDee Lamb. I mean, we had tons of it. Keon, Coleman, whatever you want to talk about, total open topic while we draft the Fantasy Football Show, live draft edition, live open phone lines. That show, pal, begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
You're watching a graveyard stream.
Okay, so I won't click the green button yet, so calm down, all right? But on your Underdog app, promo code Smitty, by the way. The link is pinned in the live chat. I'll drop the link right this very second in the live chat, but it is pinned already. It's in the description for those watching a replay. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% up to $250. The minimum's only $10. And the draft we're going to get in tonight is $5. So if you join the draft, it's going to be the Corgi. For those that are wondering, go to the Corgi, swipe over to the Corgi draft. It's that short little dog, a tiny little thing. I don't even know if it has legs. It just looks like a worm. So go to the Corgi draft, and sit there and wait and look at that green button that says enter. Don't press it if you want to get in the draft that I'm in. We're going to be jumping straight into the Corgi draft in 1 second. They're 20-second timer. Only one max entry. So if you've already jumped in, unfortunately, you won't be able to jump into this one. One max entry, $25K to first place. We're going to click that green button in 10 seconds, okay? I'm going to click it in 15 because of the YouTube delay. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, smash. And I'm going to wait another 5 seconds before I hit that green button and join. Hopefully we all get in the same draft. If we don't fret, don't get upset, don't get mad. Don't worry about it. You can draft using the same process that we're talking about alongside of your boy, okay? And it looks like the draft filled up. And let me load the draft and put it on screen here. Here you go. It looks like I got the one pick.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. Doesn't happen often. You know, it seems like I don't draw that one pick very often anymore. I can't remember the last time I got the one pick, to be honest. So the one pick's looking pretty good. I imagine I'll go Christian McCaffrey on this one. I tend to try and, let me just see here. I got Ray G in the building. How many snipers do I have? Superfish. We got a lot of you in here. So I don't know what's worse now. Wide receiver or running back by the time he gets back to me. I think I'll probably just draft Christian McCaffrey. I usually take McCaffrey in all of my 1.1 drafts because he rarely ever falls. Someone says go Bijan. Let's do it. We haven't smashed a Bijan and made a statement at the one pick in a while. We're gonna do it. Not to mention that every once in a while you want to build a team from a different draft slot, right? You're gonna get a different team from the one pick than you're gonna get from the 2 pick, the 3 pick, the 4 pick. So I do want some Bijan teams. Bijan to the moon. Let's go Bijan.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Isn't that too early? Isn't Bijan too early at the 1.1? I remember last year, Smitty, this didn't work out too well for you. Well, welcome back. Okay? Welcome back to the Rinse and Repeat show. But unfortunately for you, this part 2, part deux, is not going to go the way you want it to go if you're rooting for failure for Bijan. We're not rooting for failure. We're looking for glory. And Bijan could be the number 1 overall player in all of fantasy football. And I'm here for it. You're here for it, Bijan.
Hi, my name is Bijan Robinson. I like long walks on the beach. And, well, I also like scoring
We interrupt this program to bring you a special message from the Bruce's mother.
Get Bijan.
Bijan. Your Bijan card has been revoked.
All right, so let's get back to the draft here. Bijan, CMC, and Brees Hall. I think up the ACs are one of our guys. So we got quite a bit of our people in the building here. We will see. When Bijan, Kyron, and HN stealing Allen in round 4. It's great, Mike. It's great. I like it. I like it a lot. Is it crazy that I would take HN over Puka? No, not at all. Should you wait? Like, should you trade down if this is non-best ball conversation, right? HN's going below Puka. So you're trading down 10 times out of 10. In best ball, you're not crazy, but you don't need to do, like, again, just like I don't need to take Bijan here, I can't trade out of the pick. So the question is, from the 12 pick, for example, where Puka is going 12 in this draft, if you had taken HN and, let's say, Kyron, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that because you can't trade. And it's not like HN at 12 or 13 is out of pocket. If you were to take HN at 7 or 8 instead of Puka, it would be a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure you're playing ADP to your advantage, not drafting ADP, but playing it to your advantage. Just be careful you don't overreach or do some crazy stuff, you know, that puts you in a very vulnerable position. But like taking Puka at 12 versus 7 is very different. You know, taking HN at 7 is ridiculous. Taking him at the 12-13 turn, you're not crazy. You're not. AJ Brown and Devon HN going at the 7 and 18 picks there by Superfish. I like that. Jamar Chase and Nico paired up at the 8 slot. The 9 slots got Gibbs and Taylor going robust RB. The 10 picks got Marvin Harrison Jr. and Saquon Barkley. Garrett Wilson and JJ paired up at the 11 pick. Look at JJ falling all the way to 11. Puka and Kyron at the 12-13 is pretty solid. And then we got Debo and CD at the 4. We got Tyreek and Olave at the 5 pick. And then the 6 picks, Amon-Ra, Drake, London. Your boy is on deck. There's tons of craziness going on here. I don't know what I'm going to do here. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Jalen Waddle. So this is going to be an interesting maneuver for me. Don't love Derrick Henry at 24, but I don't hate it. With DK gone and all the snipage going on, this feels a little early, but I don't mind the build. Like, at the end of the day, I'm reaching a little bit on Kupp, but I think Kupp has the potential to be a number 1 wide receiver, so I'm fine with this move. I'm fine with it. So Bijan, Derrick Henry, Cooper Kupp, feel plenty okay with that. DeBalt with his 10-month membership question. I'm taking Justin Fields everywhere I can, as you should, DeBalt, as you should.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I'm kind of liking Cooper Kupp as my 3rd drafted player right now. I really am. And while it's not ideal to take him at 25. I don't have a choice. I'm sitting there at the turn pick there, 2-3, not getting him on the way back. I certainly don't want to reach on Adams, who I think everyone's reaching on. This guy is up there in age in a very, very volatile environment. I do like Devontae Smith at the 2-3 turn. It seemed a little early though. Josh Allen was a very, very nice consideration at that pick, but I decided I'd roll away from that. Superfish getting 3 monsters right there. AJ Brown paired with Josh Allen, stacked, and then Devon Achane. I like that a lot. Jamar Chase, Nico, and this person on the clock with a 20-second timer, Clay, is taking DJ Moore. Here's a robust RB from the 9 with the Gibbs and Taylor. Let's see what you end up cooking up here with this pick right here. 7 seconds left. No wide receiver yet. You get Stephon Diggs. Not bad. Not bad. who knows what he does. Sometimes I feel like Diggs can have a good year, and then other times I'm like, he's a third wide receiver. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, Debo's going to have a big year. He's going to have a big year. I love Debo this year. We love Debo every year. Debo's on the Moon Man list for a reason.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Although he's been on here for a while, and we've never given him his name. Just his photo.
Space Moon says.
I'm sorry, Debo. That's very disrespectful. Let's go ahead and move this. Debo. There you go, Debo. I apologize for that. It's really rude. Debo Samuel, there you go. I got to make some maneuvers and moves. I think Ben Sinnott is probably going to stay on the... We're going to take him off the Moon Man list, and he's on the midseason monster list, which makes a lot of sense. Brooks is going to go off the list as well. I think we got to maneuver these guys around a little bit just to create some openings because, we got a lot of time left and not a lot of spots, and I don't want to oversaturate this board. Everyone else feels very, very solid. We're going to put Debo right here in this spot. Again, not disliking Brooks, but Brooks is going to take some time. And he's just more suited for the midseason monster list. And the midseason monsters is actually, for anybody that doesn't know, it is a Moon Man that just becomes a Moon Man later in the year. So it feels like it's the right move. So look at the Moon Man list.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
It makes a lot of sense. And this feels very strong.
Space Moon says.
It feels very, very strong. Okay, up next, I'm on deck here. It seems like these picks have gotten a little bit crazy. I don't know what we're going to do here. I haven't done this before. I need to mix things up a little bit. I go AR5 all the time. I'm going to try this. I haven't drafted a Lamar Andrews stack yet. And at 4-5 turn with Kupp, Derrick Henry, I got the Ravens stack there, Bijan. I gotta say, I like this team. I really like this team. That's a solid squad. Brooks belongs on the Moon Man list. He does, and that's what the midseason monsters really is that midseason he becomes a Moon Man, but it's kind of hard to project him to be a Moon Man out of the gate. Not that you have to be on fire out of the gate, but I think he's better suited as a midseason monster. I think that expecting him to do anything in the first month is we're hopeful, but this is pretty solid. Rate my team so far, 1 to 10. Bijan, Derrick Henry, Raven. Cooper Kupp, Lamar Jackson, Raven. Mark Andrews, Raven. It feels pretty good. I like this squad a lot. I like this squad a whole hell of a lot. Got a lot of good teams here, though. A lot of good teams. Superfish is looking strong. Tank Dell shouldn't have fell to you in the 4th round. That's great. That's great value. Clay with the ETN pick in round 4 is fantastic. Mahomes at 39 was solid. I would have taken him at 48, to be honest. If he was there, I would have smashed the hell out of that. Some of you guys are rating my team. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Garrett says 8 out of 10. Mike says 9. Peanut Butter says 9. High Grain says 8. Michael says 8. Green Bean says 3. How do you go to rate, bro? How you gonna rate my team in slot 1-3, bro? Come on, man. Like, you don't want to give it a 9 or even an 8. I get it. But a 3? I mean, you've been watching football? Like, you take a couple years off? What are we doing, bro? I like a lot of these teams. Ray G looking good with the Breece Hall, DK, Josh Allen, Kyle Pitts, and Jaden Reed from the 3 spot. The 2 picks got Christian McCaffrey, Waddle, Sam Laporta, Zay Flowers, Cooper. It's good. I don't know if it's top 5 here. Big Dog Stark is going, what are you doing, Big Dog Stark, if I remember correctly, you've blamed a lot of your wide receiver drafts on some timeouts before. And here you are again, caught red-handed, going 5 wide receivers in the first 5 rounds. What in the... You're watching those brainwashed content creators on Best Ball too much, bro. You're what? Look, are you going again, wide receiver? What in the hell are you doing, Big Dog Stark? I've taught you better than this. This is Big Dog Stark's my boy too. I feel so bad doing this, but no, broski, no. Okay. So. I'm going to go Worthy. I think he's worthy of the pick. And then I'm going to roll. Man, I'm so tempted to do something, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go JSN. So, pretty solid wide receiver crew considering. Lots of good teams, says High Grain. Definitely some majorly solid teams here. All right, Big Dog, are you going to draft a non-wide receiver yet? Or are you just going to punt the entire draft? I've taught you better than this, Big Dog Stark. You can't listen to people feeding you this information off last year's data saying go wide receiver. Just grab them all. It'll be okay. Put a blindfold on. Sort by wide receiver, and then just sit there while you're eating your dinner and just start blind stabbing at the draft selected player. I'm in the wide receiver column. I know I'm good. Come on, Big Dog. Come on, Big Dog Stark. We've had this conversation before. Phone lines are open. Dial in. Phone lines on the bottom of the screen here, but I'm gonna hit the button here. The dial into what used to be the Grindhouse phone lines. Grindhouse has rebranded in a nice way. I must admit, the Attic.shop is now Grindhouse's new name. The Attic. It's a great name. It's where it all originated too. The guy that owns it, his dad had a whole attic full of these movie posters and prints that he has rights to that are Godzilla, King Kong, and he can do, as long as he prints the entire poster, they're his rights, and he put them on t-shirts, and I'll show you here. This is absolutely phenomenal stuff right here. Spider, Godzilla, King Kong versus Godzilla, Godzilla only, Reptilicus. It's all cult movies, classics from the 40 plus year ago time frame, and it's just like, what's better than movies, man? So the Attic.shop has rebranded their apparel from Grindhouse to the Attic, and you can find it at the Attic NC, North Carolina, or go to the Attic.shop, Attic.shop, and get it done. But anyway, they are the phone line representation this year, so dial into the Attic.shop phone line.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
272 caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Alex from Jessup.
Alex from where?
Jessup.
Where's that at, bro?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania. Okay. Alex from Pennsylvania. Couldn't understand.
Yeah, why do you got 3 guys from the Ravens, bro?
Why do I have 3 guys
from the... Well, if they have a bad game, you might sell out. You might sell out.
Have you ever done best ball before, bro? It's a very common practice.
Best ball. Okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Okay. Yeah. So in best ball, you know, and I'm one that does this the least too. Like, I'm an advocate over best player available, period. But in best ball, It is by far and away the most popular thing to do, and there's statistical reasons why, that you stack your players. Gives you less of a chance of having to get, a number of things correct. And then if you get into a certain point in the playoffs especially, there's a lot of advantages of having one team go off and have all your players go off. It's a lot, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's a lot harder to win without some stack advantages. And you could do game stacks. Bro, to be honest with you, bro, I don't mean to be, I'm not trying to be offensive here to you, but like if you don't even know what best ball is, you can't have this conversation with me right now. You're not, I mean, it's
a different, I understand what you're saying, but when you just say best ball, I don't really know what that means.
Right. So you can't, this is not a
more common for someone to say, I think.
Okay. Bro, this isn't something that, no offense, but there's a lot to it. Hold on one second. Let me just make this draft selection. I'm going to take Dak. It's a nice late.
I like your team, and I agree with you. Don't go heavy on receiver.
Yeah,
don't go off last
bro,
data. I was just looking at it like you got a lot of guys from one team, but
that's what best ball.
They can go off at a sick game. That's cool, yeah.
Bro, that's what best ball is about. And you don't even know what best ball is. So you're having a conversation with me about something you have no idea what it is. Best ball is not an approach; it's a style of draft. And so in this particular draft, your starters are started for you. Your best team, best ball, your best team is started for you automatically. So example, I have Dak and Lamar. It's 1 QB. If Dak outscores Lamar any week, Dak starts for me, not Lamar. You understand?
All right, yeah.
It's a totally different ball game. But I am
you learn something new every day.
Yeah, the ironic thing. Well, try it out. Click the link, bro. It's pinned in the live chat. Jump into a best ball draft. They're fun because you don't have to manage anything. There's no ad drops. There's nothing. You're drafting a team in best ball right now to weather the storm. And the strategy, you know what my first instinct was, and anybody's instinct, and I'm sure you're battling this right now. When you first heard about best ball, the first thing that goes through your mind is that's not fun. You don't have any lineup moves. Like, what strategy's involved in that? But as you play it, there's more strategy than anything, bro, because you're trying to draft a team, navigating bye weeks, navigating matchups, navigating stacks, navigating game stacks, all kinds of things that this is all foreign to you right now. But there's so much strategy involved.
So
in
whoever
your team,
has the best week, pretty much, like the best game.
It depends on the tournament too. Like what contest you doing, weeklies, you doing like, so this is all stuff you just I can't explain it all in one sitting, bro. But you should try it. Dive in. $5. You can win this particular contest, bro. First place gets $25,000. And there's ones with $1 million first prize,
Well, hey, Smitty, keep doing what you're doing, man. I always, like, when the season comes around, I'm always watching your videos, so thanks for doing everything you do, buddy.
And also know, no disrespect to any of my comments about best ball, but also know that I understand that some of you don't play best ball, and so that's why, especially as of late, I've been catering.
Yahoo and ESPN, that's just like the classic format.
I've been catering my content to make sure I'm covering all angles, because in best ball, the data is different. The ADPs are different. Look at the wide receivers, bro. This is what people do in best ball. They just draft nothing but wide receivers. Look at team number 5. It's wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. Like, there's crazy strategies, and sometimes they drive me nuts, bro, and not in a good way. You got anything relevant to today's news, bro, between CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Dak Prescott? You got any opinions on whether it's the Bengals or the Cowboys are messing up big time here by waiting on this thing?
I think I honestly think it's probably an overreaction. I think they get the deal done. I think, what are the Cowboys going to do? That their hand's going to be forced. They're going to have to give these guys deals. Dak is one thing, but CeeDee Lamb, they have to give him a deal and keep him happy.
Well,
that's just the bottom line, right?
Well, no. And again, I'm glad you're calling in. That's step 1. Step 2 is to listen to every show going forward, to get totally versed in everything football going forward. Today, and we talked about this in the show today, Jerry actually came out and said that he's planning on he's all in this year. And he clarified his comments and said that what that means is these future months, these future deals, these future contracts are all on hold, and that means for everybody. He says, I'm worried about this year and this year alone. And he says I mean that for everybody. So the current...
So CeeDee Lamb and those guys may not want to like sacrifice their bodies and go all out for a guy that might not want to pay him.
Lamb can't sit out the season. I mean, could he potentially push
not sit out, but the lack of effort. Like, who am I playing for?
Right, and if they start losing, like, could Lamb Chops be like, hey, my back hurts, and like I'm going to sit out the last 4 games of the season because we aren't winning. Correct. That is definitely in the cards. But
these guys love to play. It's like, I'm a Giants fan, right? Saquon, as heartbreaking as it was, and I love the guy, but like the guy didn't have to go out and risk everything, risk injury, and not get a deal, and he did it. So like I think these players really just like to play, and like when it comes down to Lamb, I just don't see it happening. It's the same thing for Dak, because they got one thing on their mind regardless. Time's short. This could be their, God forbid, last season. Like a bad injury could plague them for the rest of their career, where they come back never the same. So I don't know. They live in the moment. But you never know.
Go rewatch today's 8 p.m. show, the one that has Jamar Chase, Dak, and CD on the thumbnail, because there's a lot of stuff. And I'm not just saying this because I want you to. Travis, if this doesn't add you, call in one more time after. I don't know why it's not adding you every time I try. Let me hang up with this guy and then call back in, because for some reason some phones play nice.
Smitty, before you go, who's this year's Devon Achane?
Who's this year's Devon Achane?
And I'll hang up. I'll listen.
Listen to my answer. All right, later, bro. All right, Travis, try calling in again. That was funny. He's a nice guy, and I hope I didn't come off as a total a-hole or something. But it's funny. He's like having best ball arguments with me when he didn't know what best ball was. Not his fault. Everybody learns about this stuff at some point. So, but that was pretty funny. All right, DC dude's calling in. Travis, try calling in again. I don't know what in the hell was going on. Sometimes someone's phone, I don't know if it's because they're calling from the fax line or whatever they're doing, but it won't let me add other people. What's up, Travis?
Hey, I wonder, you think Benson could be this year's HM?
I didn't answer his question yet. Yeah. I mean, let's look at the boards real quick. Let me make sure I'm not on the clock here. I'll give you my answer right now, and Benson's absolutely going to be in the top 2 overall selections for that. Let's look at the Saturn men first. Probably won't be there because these are studs, and somebody that's coming into the channel a little late, in the game, doesn't know how the Saturn men list evolved. They'll just see a bunch of big names and go, oh yeah, bold take. But again, all of these players on the Saturn men list have tremendous cost of entry value. They all belong higher.
The Saturn men.
They all belong higher than the
step for man, one giant leap for
Saturn. So none of these guys are going to qualify for the next, HN, because they're all known guys. Let's go over to the Mars man list.
He's on a
starting to get Mars. A little bit different, Mars right? Man. Pacheco is obviously a guy who's going to explode, but he probably isn't qualifying for that because he's a well-known commodity. Sometimes goes around 3, 4, so he doesn't qualify. Benson on this list is the only player. Even Jacobs goes around 4 or 5. He doesn't qualify. Benson is the only player so far. Let's go to the Moon Men.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer
Zamir
space.
White off of, I would probably say Zamir White and Benson are the most likely candidates. Jalen Warren's got some of that value. Jonathan Brooks has some of that. Zach Moss has some of that value. I would say, Zach Moss and Chase Brown, one of those guys, Jerome Ford's got tremendous value. Marshawn Lloyd is another one that I grabbed right here that has tremendous value in that kind of bucket. Jalen Wright, even same team, might have some of that. But I'd say at the end of the day, yeah, I'm gonna nail it down to probably Benson, Zamir White, and you could even maybe throw Vidal in. He's got a lot of that appeal. Who I'm gonna take right here. Smash. And then it looks like I may or may not need I could go 100 different ways here. I think I'm gonna roll with Kirk Cousins and have myself a nice little 3 QB stackage that does not have, they don't share the same bye weeks. Lamar, Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins. I think I'm gonna crush everyone in quarterback scoring. So that's pretty solid. And then I took Vidal. My running backs are Bijan, Henry, Trey Benson, Marshawn Lloyd, and Vidal. And then my wide receivers are Cooper Kupp, Xavier Worthy, JSN, A.D. Mitchell, and my tight ends, Mark Andrews. Need some depth, but, yeah, Benson, bro. Benson for sure. Benson's got a little bit of that Breece Hall value, some Breece Hall speed, Breece Hall acceleration, Breece Hall open rushing lanes are awaiting him. I would say for sure. DC dude, what's up? You're live.
Yo, what's up, Smitty? Man, listen, I missed you by about 2 minutes tonight. I had you lined up, ready to go. I'm telling you, I was going to be in that draft with you. I was supposed to have been there, but I was about 2 minutes late. So, look, what I did was jumped on into a best ball, right? Doing it now and actually on my drive home, if you can believe that. And I wanted to run something by you real quick. What you think about my first 3 picks? I went like this. I was in the 5 spot. I went Tyreek, Jalen, Waddle, and A-Chain. 1, 2, 3. What you think about that?
So you said you went Hill, Waddle, A-Chan? And what about you going to go? Yeah. This is best ball.
Best ball, yep. I'm in best ball mania right now.
You know what I love? I love this in weeklies. I like it. It's still interesting in best ball mania, but in weeklies, I love it. I freaking love. I think that Miami's the one team. If I had to pick like one team to have like a couple, of those weeks where Tua scores 55 points and then it just spreads all around. Like that is so I would say still try and get Tua, but it's a good team. The problem is, will the consistency be there for all of them? Maybe not. Depends what you surround them with. But yeah, I love this in weeklies. I absolutely. The problem is, can you get it in weeklies? H-Chan goes like high second round in weeklies. So it might be tougher to do.
Yeah, and so I followed that up with Terry McLaurin and T. Higgins so far.
Terry McLaurin, T. Higgins, not bad. I like it. It's a fun team. I mean, you need to have variety, bro. You need to diversify the portfolio for sure. So I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's coming.
All right, let me go back to DC. Let me go back to Travis real quick. Travis, what else did you have? You can stay there. Okay, DC left. Later, DC.
With the Cowboys, I know they had rumors like that they could think about selling or something. Do you think that could be why he's holding off on contracts? Is he might sell after the season?
Maybe. I mean,
I'm trying to think of why
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I had some weird thoughts in my mind about like, did he, does he have like a little time or something like that? I wondered that today. I wondered, is Jerry like kind of short? But then again, like if he was in that mindset, you think he'd be like, let me create this family and legacy that's going to be locked in for a few years. So I kind of backed off that. But I don't know. It seems like he's pretty arrogant about his stance. So it also doesn't jive. He feels very arrogant about his stance. Like, oh yeah, we don't need to. Do anything. We're gonna do it my way. I'm a veteran. I'm like Patrick Mahomes. Once he said that, I'm like, never mind. This guy's not. He's an absolute lunatic.
And then the other thing I was going to say was, did you see what Minshew said about Michael Mayer? I mean, it's just something he said, but it's just kind of good to hear.
What did he say about Michael Mayer? I think I saw it. Yeah.
He's a stud, true wide tight end. He's going to be mean after the catch. Has some of that George Kittle kind of stuff after the catch.
I like hearing that. The only problem is like, damn it, why draft Bauer? Bowers is hard to pass on, but I mean,
I'm hoping they use them both.
Yeah, Mayer.
They can.
I hope they trade Mayer. I just hope they trade Mayer. I hope they try and. Can you imagine if Dak Prescott said, "Trade me, Jerry," and Jerry's like, you know what? I'm not signing you for a reason, right? So why not? Let's go get that. Let's go get that one pick. Let's gain some capital and figure it out. Like I could see, like imagine if Dak was throwing to Bowers, to Mayer, to Adams, Zeus. I mean, I think the Raiders would be a squad, and I know that's a pipe dream kind
they'd
of.
Be good, yeah.
But I mean,
their wide receiver room is good. They got Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker there too. They have both receivers. Tight ends. Adams, Zeus. Like that'd be awesome for him to step in there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why wouldn't you request a trade if you're Dak? I mean, it's par for the course of if you don't get money, as I said with Ayuk, and Ayuk requested it to a T. I mean, we called that. It's you don't get money. I'm not saying Dak will. I'm not trying to predict that Dak will. Dak should though. Like he should say, look, I got a no trade clause, but I'll waive that for the first team that wants to pay me what I'm worth. You're not wanting to pay me what I'm worth, Jerry. Trade me. I know Jerry's in a very win now mode, but I would go back to Jerry. If I was Dak, I'd say, look, Jerry, if you think you can win now, if you're about now, I'm all in. Jerry said today, I'm all in for 2024. If you're all in for 2024, then you should see, and you think I'm a part of that, you should sign me to a long-term deal. But if you think I'm not going to get you there, I don't understand why you would want me here anyway. If you don't believe in me enough, if I haven't proved to you that I am your quarterback long-term, if you need to see another year of me, then you obviously don't believe in me. So trade me. It's just wild to me that you would not understand the gamble that you're taking on if Dak does succeed and you can't hold him. Like there's no franchise tag. Can you imagine how embarrassing it will be? Let's say the Dallas Cowboys don't win the Super Bowl, because you can only be so embarrassed if you win a ring. If let's say they get to the Super Bowl and lose, I'm not saying they will, but if they did,
so they're right there.
Yeah, they're right there. Like everyone's like, this team's looking good, and you can't keep Dak. You are the laughing stock of the entire NFL.
Yep. All time laughing.
Yeah,
stock.
maybe all time. It really, really is borderline all time ridiculous move of all time. It really is. Let's see here. I got to take another. You like Demarcus Robinson, or I still like him a lot. Yeah, I'm going to take him here.
McMillan still out there?
No, he's gone. So my wide receivers are definitely thin, but I still like them. Cooper Kupp, Xavier Worthy, JSN. I mean, it's thin, but it's very, very a very solid trio.
I do like Robinson.
And then I got
Kupp too. So if Kupp goes down,
yeah,
Robinson bumps up.
That's kind of my thinking is I'm side cuffing that. And then I've got A.D. Mitchell, and then I got Troy Franklin, I got Demario Douglas, and I got Demarcus Robinson. So that's pretty good. I got Andrews and Likely cuffed together. I got Lamar, Dak, and Kirk Cousins. So let me show everybody the team. I should scroll through it. I'm sorry. So from this one slot, I got Bijan, Henry, Cooper Kupp, Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Xavier Worthy, JSN, Trey Benson, Dak Prescott, A.D. Mitchell, Marshawn Lloyd, Kamani Vidal, Kirk Cousins, Demario Douglas, Franklin, Likely, and DeMarcus. Solid team.
Yeah, I think I know that like Andrews is worrisome because his injury history, but he's still not that old, and like if he stays healthy, he's still the number one target there. And Lamar loves him. It's just a matter of staying healthy, which I guess it's been an issue.
Can I let me say something real quick to everybody watching? How many people we got in here? We got 104 from YouTube. Okay. I have never 104 people and 34 thumbs up. Can we change that, please? Wipe your feet. I've never been so excited about what I'm creating for you. I'm spending about 2 to 4 hours of development a day on in-season content. And I want to show you all so bad at what I've been working on, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to have reserve, but I am working on the in-season theme, which is the Wild Wild West, for everything we do. And so space will be left in the rear view as soon as week 1 starts. It creates a nice separation between off-season content and in-season content. We had a moment or two where Last year we tried to do a rolling in-season Moonman list. It was absolutely a failure because everybody lost their crap that I was changing the Moonman list, and I had to every 5 minutes clarify. I'm not changing anything. It's a new list. It's called the in-season. It just didn't work. So we have a clear separation between Western, Wild Wild West, and Space. And I've been working on it, and it's going to be glorious. You guys are going to have an absolute blast with this content. It is remarkable. And I can't wait to start in-season content. It's going to be absolutely great. Can't wait. What do you think of the squad, Travis? Bijan, Henry, Cooper Kupp, Lamar, Mark Andrews.
I like it. Who's
Yeah, I like it.
Cousins. Oh, you got Cousins too. Yeah.
Yeah, I got Cousins and Dak.
Yeah, I hope Kupp stays healthy. I think he's got a chance to this year because he was banged up right from the start last year. And this year he's actually coming in healthy, and that's a big deal for a guy to actually start the year healthy. Whereas, like last year, he was banged up right from the beginning.
Let's see, what's my bye week situation? Week 14. Okay, I can go with Gesicki here. There we go. What is Corgi draft. There we go. Let me review these teams. So if I had to give myself an honest grade, I said my best team I've ever drafted. No, but I do like it a lot. Bijan, Henry, Cooper Kupp, Lamar, Mark Andrews. I have no Lamar, Mark Andrews stacks. In fact, I don't think I have a Lamar, Derrick Henry stack. So to have all three is pretty solid. So Bijan, Henry, Cooper Kupp, Lamar, Mark Andrews, Worthy, JSN, Trey Benson, Dak Prescott, 80 Mitchell. I think is going to be great this year. He's a poor man's version of the next Tank Dell. I think Keon Coleman is the guy. I'll have another video on that because everyone asks me every day who the next Tank Dell is. Even though I've had content on that, clearly everyone's wanting another video for that. So I'll do that probably tomorrow, hopefully. I still have to do my two next best picks. I have the 4 best picks in fantasy football video, and I did part 1. I still have to do part 2. So that and the next Tank Dell. Actually, let me write those down. Make sure. Next Dell, and then part 2 of that video. Okay, hopefully those will be up tomorrow, or I don't know. Yeah, probably tomorrow we'll do something with it. Vidal, Marshawn Lloyd, I like a lot. Cousins, I got Dak Prescott up above Trey Benson. Demario Douglas, Troy Franklin, Demarcus Robinson. I would say probably a 7. I think that had the wide receivers fallen exactly where I wanted, I would have had more of an 8 or a 9 with that start. But I think also drafting with a bunch of sniping individuals in here, the guys that would have fallen in a non community draft, my wide receivers would have been even better, and then it would have been like a 9 out of 10 for me. Kind of the downside sometimes you can draft really good with this group because if people are reaching too much, things fall in your lap. But I did end up going a different direction than I normally go because of the sniping, and I like it. I think it looks pretty good. If something happens to my wide receiver room that I think could, like Cooper Kupp is a top 5, 6, 7 wide receiver. Xavier Worthy is a top 15 wide receiver. JSN's a top 15, 16 wide receiver. Then I'm gonna have a damn good chance with this team. I like it a lot. Up the AC, Christian McCaffrey, Waddle, Laporta, Zay, Amari. It's good, but top 5, I don't think it makes the top 5 for me, and that's okay. Brees, DK, Josh Allen, Kyle Pitts, Jaden Reed, Brian Thomas Jr., Zamir White. What else are you cooking with there? Ray G. He's got Jordan Love, Goddard. I like the team. I like it. CD Lamb from the 4 spot. Debo, Adams, Jacobs, Kittle. Okay, it's pretty good. I got your Benson, though. Benson Connor. It's good, but I think, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's going to revolve around Devontae staying healthy. But, yeah, it's a good team. Who's your quarterback? Purdy? Okay. Big Dog Stark. I'm really surprised at this start, bro. You know, we all want to try out different things, but goodness gracious, my man. Look at all those wide receivers. Ramondre and Aaron Jones and Caleb. No thanks for me. But I've seen you draft amazing teams, so I'm not that disappointed. Sebastian, I didn't even know you were in this draft. Amon-Ra, Drake London, Devontae Smith, Mike Evans, Anthony Richardson, Hollywood Godwin. Sebastian always pretends like he's not a heavy wide receiver guy when he gets on the phone line, but he's always doing it. He's always like, no, I was trying something different out in this one. It's like, bro, this is your draft every time. I love the AR5 value. Like, you did not make a mistake drafting AR5 in the 5th round. That was fantastic. But do I think some of these...
Jacobs over Evans.
And you got 4 good wide receivers. You cannot complain about those 4. If you're going to go 4 wide, this is the group of wide receivers that even I would probably do it. However, why you didn't get back on track after the AR5 pick, like, I agree with... Smitty approved these 5. Smitty approve, coming from a person that doesn't typically like going wide receiver. I like what you did here, bro. In terms of Amon-Ra, Drake London, Devontae Smith, Evans is a value here, massive value, and Anthony Richardson. You smashed the hell out of it. But when you got here, who could you have taken? I mean, Zamir White, I would have taken him early. I don't care. Ramondre. Who'd you get at running back? Your number 1 running back is one of my biggest bust candidates this year in DeAndre Swift. I like Chase Brown, but he can't be your running back 2. I like Zach Charbonnet. He can't be your running back 3. Ty Chandler. This team is cooked because of the running backs. The running backs are trash. You might not even have a starter by midseason. So where you went wrong was you might have had a 9 out of 10 team had you just not gotten back into the greedy wide receiver mode that you're so trained and brainwashed into doing in this industry and gone Hollywood Godwin. You didn't need Hollywood Godwin. You had Amon-Ra, Drake London, Devontae Smith, and Mike Evans. What are we doing?
I think or either that or even he could have taken Jacobs instead of Evans and then still gotten Hollywood. I know you can't predict that he was going to be there, but
yeah, I don't know what you did doing there, Sebastian. You had a really good start though. I'll give you that. AJ Brown, Devon Achane, Hurts. This is Superfish from the 7. Tank Dell, Christian Watson, Rashad White, Mostert. You got Mostert and Achane. I like that. Christian Kirk, Kamara. Wow, no, that's the wrong team. I'm sorry. Ferguson, Tua. Yeah, I mean this is a good squad here. I like this. This.
Like he said, I got Hubbard to give me September running back starts, and maybe he'll get a ton of volume early, but who's to say he doesn't just split with Miles Sanders all of September, and then Brooks is back.
Superfish, I like the team. I like the team a lot. You did good. Do I think it's the best team here? Probably not. But it's a good team. It's a really good team. Okay, Clay from the 8. Chase, Nico, DJ Moore. Look, you got great value in your running backs late, though. I will say that. But DJ Moore is not a favorite pick of mine, and Nico is way too early in round 2. So I think those 2 picks alone may have cooked you. But then, damn, you caught up good with the ETN. Mixon's going to be an avoid for me, but there's value there. That's still, there's some decent value there. Christian Kirk, Amari Cooper, Alvin Kamara was great value in the round 7. Jordan Addison, David Njoku, Ford. I like Ford. Some good picks you got though. Stafford. I don't know. I just don't like some of those picks, which would hold me back. Bolt from the 9. Jahmyr Gibbs, JT, Diggs, Pittman Jr., Stroud, Ridley, Joe Burrow. I like this team. Jonathan Brooks, Blake Corum. It's a good team. Is it the best? Probably not, but damn good. Damn good. Marvin Harrison Jr. at 10. Saquon, Travis Kelce, Mahomes. I like that. Marvin Harrison, Barkley, Travis Kelce, Mahomes. Pretty damn good, OG. McLaurin, Keon, Coleman. Love Coleman's a boss. You guys know that. Najee. No one's higher on Keon Coleman than this channel. Nobody. Mashed potatoes. We're making that abundantly clear every single day. Don't try and come in here and say otherwise. OG, appreciate you. Najee, did you get Warren? I like Warren more than Najee right now. This is a good team, though. You're definitely like a 7 out of 10 easy. Maybe 8. JJ, Garrett Wilson, Pacheco, Kincaid, Rashee Rice, Kenneth Walker, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Warren. It's a good team. Wicks, I like it. And then maybe not first, but maybe top 6. And then this 12 spot, Puka, Kyron, James Cook. What are we doing there? I think it's the highest I've seen James Cook go. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of drafts. I don't think I've ever seen James Cook go that high. Am I wrong? What's his ADP? His ADP's got to be like in the 4th round, like cemented into the 4th round. What are we doing there? What's going on with that?
Wow, yeah. 3rd round. Wow.
James Cook, 57 overall. 57, bro. That's in the 5th round.
36.
What are we doing? What are we doing back there?
Wow.
There's no pushing the bunk beds together. Kyron and James have more room for activities. James Cook and Kyron, but damn, bro, 3rd round. What are we doing? Trey McBride, I like that. T. Higgins, Kyler, like that value, but I think you cooked yourself with Cook. So, a lot of good teams. If I had to say the best team, I think 11's in the mix for top 4 or 5. I think my team, I believe it or not, I do have faith in these wide receivers. My team, I believe, with the Bijan, Henry, Cooper Kupp, Lamar, Mark Andrews, Worthy, just all by itself keeps me in the mix at least. Whether I win it or not will be dependent on my wide receivers, obviously. But I think it's in the top 5 or 6. I think this 3 pick by Ray G is pretty good. I think Superfish is in the mix. Yeah, lot of even teams. Rock out. What's up?
Can I give you my bad team?
Yes, sir.
QB, Patrick Mahomes, Rodgers, Will Levis, running back, Gibbs, ETN, Zamir White, Ford, Tracy, wide receiver, Wilson, Ridley, Coleman, JSN, Mitchell, Purcell, McMillan, tight end, Schultz, Musgrave, and Sanders.
Yeah. Andrew, you're going to come on and get served again? You want to get dunked on again, Andrew? Come on, bro. Last time, don't embarrass yourself. Bro. Keenan's still the fastest rookie. Yeah, he was miles per hour wise during the combine. What else do you need to hear, Andrew? Don't keep getting dunked on. You're absolutely doubling down. Everyone can see it coming from a mile away. You're in a Keon Coleman community. And you're getting dunked on left and right. He's out there looking like a magician. 2 touchdown grabs.
Can't help himself.
Yesterday, just looking absolutely phenomenal. His separation, his high pointing the ball, his ability to contort his body, his spatial awareness, knowing where the sideline was, unbelievable. Keon Coleman is gonna be the next Tank Dell. You know how I know that? Because I told you about Tank Dell, Andrew. I told you who Tank Dell was. I told you where to take him. I told you how to win your league. And I'm trying to help you again with Keon Coleman, but you aren't listening. Let's go! Mashed potatoes! Yeah. You aren't listening. I don't know why you're not listening. You're struggling on this one. You're pushing back, which is fine. Pushback's fine. But you're pushing back without any logic.
Can't let it go.
Go ahead, Rock Out. What were you saying? Coleman, drop a moon emoji, a Saturn emoji, a fire emoji if you're a Keon Coleman person in this chat, and let Smitty approve the hell out of the chat right now.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Go ahead, rock out. I'm sorry.
So would you like Coleman better than Reed?
Then Jen Reed, yeah. Yeah, I love them. I love them both.
McLaurin?
Go ahead. What?
Oh, go ahead, Rocco. Follower was just asking, would you give up Hopkins for Keon in redraft?
I'd rather Keon Coleman than DeAndre Hopkins by a mile. By a mile. Smitty, have Dell in Dynasty because of you. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you, my broski. Coleman emojis and fireworks and rockets going off left and right because everyone in here, for the most part, knows what time it is. Some people doubling down, which is fine. But, yeah, some people just can't let go that he, like, when you tell someone he has the fastest miles per hour data on the field during drills, and they come in and say he was not the fastest wide. Like, it's like, what are you arguing? What are you trying? What are you even trying to argue? We're not in here saying he's going to beat Worthy in a foot race in a 40-yard dash, or they lined up to run the 100 meters. No one in here is trying. Is someone eating? I keep hearing somebody chomping. Keon Coleman reached a top speed of 20.36 miles per hour during the gauntlet drill. The fastest speed, not just of the current 2024 rookie class, but the fastest time of this class and the class prior. And no one's saying that makes him, in a 40-yard dash format or setting, the fastest wide receiver. No one's saying that. No one's saying that. But when people try and act like he's not quick, he's not fast, he was the fastest wide receiver according to the miles per hour data, which is more telling as to what your game speed is than a 40-yard dash. You have to step back and either take an L, or you're doubling down on some of the weirdest logic that everyone sees that you don't know what you're talking about. It's wild. It's wild. It's wild. You're almost suggesting you don't know ball. Borderline, because no one's in here arguing different. No one's in here saying that in a foot race, Olympic track and field race, line up for a 100-yard dash, no one's saying Keon Coleman's beating Worthy.
Right. He says, you guys have no clue what the gauntlet drill is. Yes, it is. I was watching it the other day.
Yeah, I don't know.
They run and they catch a ball. They run and they catch a ball. They run and they catch a ball. Right.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't understand. Then no one doesn't make sense. Some people just don't know ball. Some people do this very, very sparingly. You know, they aren't here all day long doing it. They're dabbling, and that's okay. That's okay. We're trying to educate here. All right, so rock out. What do you think happens with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb? We went over this earlier today. Now that Jerry's new comments came out, and I'm not sure if you guys, I forget if you guys were on the phone line when he made these comments. Let me see if I have them here. That's not it. I think it was, is it right here? No, that's not it. Where is the comments that Jerry came out and said that right now he's all in. He's all in, and I gotta find this. Hold on. Where is that by Jerry? I have it somewhere in here. Let me see if I can go through it. It's his exact quote, so I want to read it verbatim. But he basically says that he's all in now, and that all of the future deals, like contracts, all of the future months that are ahead in the future, everything in the future is put on hold in an all now, we're all in now moment. And and he says that includes everybody. Let me see if I can read that. Okay, here it is. I'm going to read it verbatim. This is from Jerry Jones, okay? Sometimes being all in means you remove the months that are in the future and you narrow it down to where all we're talking about is right now and the next playoff season. And that is for everybody, is what he said. And he says, I'm all in. And he kind of like doubles down. I'm all in. But this to me sounds like he's saying that Lamb is not getting extended, which is just crazy to me. The COO of the Dallas Cowboys also came out and spoke on it though, and he said that they're trying to figure out how to do a Lamb deal, trying to figure out how to do a Parsons deal, trying to figure out how to do a Dak deal within reason. And he's saying that he's within reason they're trying to do a Lamb deal, within reason they're trying to do a Parsons deal, and within reason they're trying to do a Dak deal. But then he went on to say, if I could find that quote from him, he went on to say that, let's just sit right here. Where is it? I got him all over the place. This is Dak's quote today where he says, I'm going to say it. I want to be here, but when you look it up, all the great quarterbacks I watch played for different teams. So it looks like Dak's preparing not to be in Dallas, and it looks like Dak he's starting to wear thin on his desire to play in Dallas no matter what. But there's a quote, I'm trying to find it, from the Dallas Cowboy COO. That's from Jerry right there. Jerry doesn't even look healthy right now. This is wild. Here it is. Here's the quote from COO Stephen Jones, who says a team like the Vikings, he's mirroring after the Vikings. A team like the Vikings aren't paying a quarterback or anyone on the roster at this point, which makes it easier for them to pay Justin Jefferson $35 million per year. So essentially, putting together what Jerry said today and what Stephen Jones said today, it sounds like they've come to the conclusion that not spending money this year helps them build for the future. And Jerry's comments say we're going to try our best not spending money to win now. We're all in now. It's wild. My assessment is that Lamb is not getting a deal with the way these two are thinking right now. My assessment is Dak maybe even knows some of this because his demeanor's changed and he knows he's not getting a deal. So this is wild. Then you're sending Dak and Lamb into a season where they don't have a future necessarily with the Dallas Cowboys, but they're supposed to be motivated to go to war for their owner and their team. This is wild. I don't know if you guys, do you guys feel like it's going to affect Dak's play? I'd gone back and forth on this topic. I thought maybe it could, and then Dak came in with confidence, and he's like, I'm just going to ball out no matter what. But now I feel like maybe, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Jerry and Stefan look completely lost.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say because Dak knows I can blow my Achilles out and go and get the Kirk Cousins contract next year. So it's like he doesn't have to go all in if he doesn't want to.
Yeah. Shane says
definitely not motivating, put it that way.
Jerry grew up next to a power plant. I don't know what happened to Jerry. Jerry's
he's old,
out of his mind. Him and the Bengals owner, which is what this show's about. If anybody missed it, we talk about Jamar Chase too. So go watch today's 8 p.m. show. It has this thumbnail right here. But the owner Brown of the Bengals and the owner Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys are two peas in a pod. It's like Dumb and Dumber. And the fact that they think that their future is going to be better by waiting is wild. Thoughts on A.D. Mitchell? Love A.D. Mitchell. Easy. He's a fantastic player to grab. His ADP is absolutely phenomenal. It's in a very, very, very low risk territory. I want to say his ADP is about, I mean, it's fantastic. It's 121 overall, wide receiver 60. So I have no problems drafting. I probably have A.D. Mitchell. I probably have like a top 15 roster exposure percentage. I imagine, if I'm guessing here. Dak probably going to leave. Jimmy, I mean, that's the sense, man. I mean, if he doesn't get, if Jimmy, if I was your boss and I said that I don't think we want to sign you to we don't want to have you on our employment, we don't want a contract with you for next year. So basically you're working for a company. Usually people don't have contracts, but let's assume you came to me and said, hey, I like working here. I've been doing good. You guys have no plans of cutting me or anything, right? And I said, I don't know. Right, as of right now, we're letting you know right now we don't necessarily want you here next year yet. At the end of the year, we'll have a conversation. The odds of you wanting to return to that place of employment are slim. And they should be. And I highly doubt, just like Kirk Cousins didn't want to return to the Falcons, who flirted with the idea of getting a new QB every other week. And they tried to trade for AR5 that came out. They tried to trade for the pick to draft AR5, and that came out and slipped out. And then everybody was like, oh my God. And then Kirk Cousins, he keeps getting stepped on, and he's always second place. He's always, leftovers, chopped liver. And, eventually he got into an opportunity where he got to go dance and get wined and dined. And he put on his best outfit. And boy, did he go get wined and dined by the Atlanta Falcons. And he jumped right away. Some might say he had a rebound relationship with the Falcons because he picked the wrong, he picked the one team that didn't necessarily know how they felt about him long term. But I think Dak is very much in the same boat, and it feels like if they don't give him a deal by the deadline this year, so to speak, and that could happen later, right? I don't know that Dak would return to Dallas if he got more money than elsewhere. I really don't know. I mean, it depends how they finish. If they went to the Super Bowl, maybe, the relationships got repaired between him and Jerry. Maybe CeeDee Lamb and him are just clicking like no other, year. And Dak says, I want to stay, and finish what we started. Maybe Jerry's in poor health and he's not even a factor anymore. I mean, so many things can happen and change, right? But for the most part, I could say that if the Cowboys do very well even, Dak is gone still. Why would he stay? Why would he stay? Makes no sense. The Raiders, Ray G, we talk about that pretty much every day. The Raiders make a lot of sense. But, Adams will be a year older. We'll have to see how we feel about that. But, I mean, still Bowers. You got Mayer. They bring in a receiver. They could definitely bring somebody in. I mean, free agency, they could, who are the free agent wide receivers next year? 2025.
T. Higgins, possibly.
Yeah. So, Lamb for now. Brandon Ayuk for now. No longer JJ. Godwin. Yeah, T. Higgins. Jalen Waddle got his deal. This list is not updated. Diggs is going to be.
Right.
Yep. Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper. Did he get a deal, or is he just did he get extended?
Yeah, he's good to go.
Yeah. So Diggs, T. Higgins.
Oh well, no.
Keenan Allen.
Amari Cooper got right sized, really.
Like just a little bump.
Yeah.
Cooper, Godwin, Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, Amari Cooper's deal was
DeAndre Hopkins might be. So.
Converted $18 million of 2024 into a signing bonus, adding $5 million of incentives with Cleveland clearing $15 million cap. Yeah, so I mean, Cooper's still, he's still gonna be.
Hollywood only signed a 1-year deal.
Yeah, I guess there's not as many free, but there's still some talent there. I mean, Diggs is interesting, right? Depending on how he does.
Yep.
Kind of feel like he's past his prime, but you never know. Stroud could make him look really good. But my point is, there's some wide receivers that the Raiders could go get if they wanted to. But if you bring in Dak, you're paying a lot on that too. You could draft a rookie. Are we still drafting Lamb? I mean, we can't avoid Lamb. Just like you. I mean, first of all, there's nothing wrong right now with CeeDee Lamb's 2024 outlook other than he's not showing up. But I don't think that's going to – I mean, you never know. I don't think he's going to be missing game checks, though, bro. I just don't see it. He's on a rookie deal still, so his fifth-year option, so he could still get all of his fines waived. And I fully expect that's going to be a ploy to get him back in. Like, if things don't go the way he wants and he says, fine, forget it. I'll back off my holdout, but you've got to waive my fines. They'll do that. And they have the ability to do that. But, I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know if Lamb's going to – he's an injury risk every week he moves forward, though, unfortunately. So, tough to say. Anything else, boys? I'm probably going to jump a little early tonight. Anything else?
Yeah. So, hey. Oh, go ahead, Rocco.
Oh, so that's DC, dude. DC, what's up?
Hey, Smitty, I just wanted to give you my team one last time. The best ball that I told you I was doing where I had drafted Tyreek Hill, Waddle, and A-Chain. I wanted to get that team to you to see what you thought if you got time.
Yeah, I still got it on the board here. So Waddle, I put my hand through it, so I got to reread it. But Waddle, Hill, and Tua. Okay, and then you had who were your other players?
All right. All right. So I'm just looking at my roster right now, and I ain't looking at the board because the draft's over. So I'm going to give you my quarterbacks first, right?
Thanks,
I got Jaden Daniels.
Whoa. Where's Tua?
Yep, I got him.
Okay.
I got
awesome.
him.
Best ball.
I got lucky. Yep,
Okay.
So Jaden Daniels, Tua, and Russell Wilson, my quarterbacks, right? Running backs, I got 5. I got A-Chain. I got Rashad White. I got Aaron Jones. I got Kendre Miller and Antonio Gibson. Wide receivers, I got,
Okay.
Wide receivers, I got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Terry McLaurin, T. Higgins, Romeo Doubs, Xavier Legette, Devontae Walker.
Okay.
Tight end, I got 3. I got Dallas Goedert, Cole Kmet, and Ben Simmons. What you think about that?
Yeah. I mean, the 85 Tua, it's fantastic rotation. Hill, McLaurin, Waddle, Goddard, Achane, White, Jones, Kendre. I, again, would much prefer this team in a weekly contest versus a Best Ball Mania. Do I think you could win the Best Ball Mania with this? I think if Tua has, like, the season of his career, and if he ends up, I mean, it's tough, bro. This is a good team. I really love this in weeklies more than I love it in Best Ball Mania, but it's good. It's really good. I'd say like at least a 7 or 8 out of 10. And that doesn't mean a 7 or 8 out of 10 can't win. It just means you need a couple things to happen. I'm just like preemptively ranking it, saying, I don't know about Rashad White. If Rashad White can get on his horse one more year and improve on efficiency in terms of running the ball, and they start using him more, and he's a well-rounded guy, and he scores like a top 5 running back, then all of a sudden this team goes from that 7 to 8 to a 9.5, and then you're in the mix, and you just got to get into the finals, the final week. It's a good team, bro. It's a really, really good team. You need Tua to explode. You need Tua to absolutely explode.
See, I'm thinking Jaden is him. Like, Jaden can be, in my opinion, a top 5 quarterback this year. So, if Jaden a top 5 quarterback, which I'm thinking is possible, Tua, if he stays healthy, like you said, I think the team might be able to do something.
Yeah, I think so.
I was torn between this right here. I had a chance to cuff Rashad White with Bucky Irvin or pick Antonio Gibson. I chose Antonio Gibson. Tell me what you think about that.
It could go either way. Not a big Gibson guy, to be honest, and he's banged up right now. So, I don't know. I don't think you made a grave mistake or anything. But if Aaron Jones or White steps up, this team's got a shot. And McLaurin's the guy with you got your 85 McLaurin stacked. That's really nice. You really are banking on Tua though, because you got Hill, Waddle, Achane all tied to him. So you really need Tua to be a top 5 quarterback or something. But it's a good team. This is why I love it in weeklies, because any week, dude, any 1 or 2 weeks, maybe 3 out of the year, Tua can be the number 1 quarterback in the league in fantasy football points. So that's why I love it in weeklies. You got 2 or 3 shots of having 55 points out of Tua or something, because he has those monster games. But he can obviously sell. And if he sells out in a couple games, well, the rest of the team's going to kind of sell out, and you're very dependent on that team. So, I don't know. It's good. It's good. It's a good team. There's nothing wrong with it. In the chat,
listen, last question. Let's keep the last question, because I'm curious to know what you think about this, because I'm torn, right? And that is, do you think that Tyreek Hill and Waddle want to alternate good weeks, or do you think it's possible that both of them could have good weeks on the same week?
I think I think you're gonna probably see Hill be very consistent, and I think Waddle can certainly be great. I think they could both be great. Like I said, I think there's going to be enough inconsistency. It's hard to imagine it winning Best Ball Mania, because the Dolphins' offense will be inconsistent. It'll run a ton sometimes, it'll pass a ton sometimes, and then it'll do everything other times. But it's just in Best Ball Mania, I think it's harder to get this inconsistent team, up and down team, to be consistent enough to win it. So my advice is to do this in weeklies, and I think you got a really exciting team. That's all I'm going to say. But that doesn't mean it's not good, bro.
I appreciate it.
Doesn't mean it's not good.
All
right, later, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dave from Cali. Dave, are you the one that just subscribed to the membership, pal?
No, I might have gifted.
I had a Dave just buy a lifetime membership on the fantasyfootballshows.com, so I thought maybe this was that Dave. But go ahead, Dave. I still appreciate you, by the way.
Yeah, I have a Dynasty trade question.
Yeah.
So I got offered A-Rich, Marvin Harrison, and Bucky Irving for Burrow, Achane, Burton, and a first rounder.
Repeat that back to me one more time, bro.
Anthony Richardson, Marvin Harrison, and Bucky Irving for Burrow, Achane, Jermaine Burton, and a first rounder.
Where would that first rounder maybe be?
Probably mid to late.
Okay, mid first. And who's your? Oh yeah, okay. So this is Dynasty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's this A-Rich MHJ side. I think this first rounder is interesting. It kind of like starts to like maybe move the needle a little bit. But A. Richardson over Burrow for me. That's hard to say, but I can't believe I'm saying that because Burrow's my boy. But like, look, A. Richardson could be the number 1 quarterback in fantasy football any given week. MHJ, in my opinion, will be the number 1 wide receiver, at least a top 3 wide receiver in fantasy football, and you get him for a decade. Burrow I love, but he has been getting injured. Achane I absolutely love, but I don't necessarily love him more than MHJ, right? So the question is, does Burton in the mid first change and close that gap? And I would just say, give me the A-Rich and MHJ side by a mile.
Yeah.
And I love this other side still, but this is the side for me.
Yeah. So But do you think I should like try to add a second and get something instead of Bucky Irving or something?
Yeah, I'm not a big believer in Bucky Irving. Does he have anybody else? Is there somebody like McMillan or, can you leave Burton out of it and take Irvin and Burton out of it?
Probably not. He wants the Burrow and Burton stack.
Oh yeah, it's close though, bro. But I mean, I would take A-Rich and MHJ though. Try and figure something out, like get a second rounder back or instead of Irving maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right, bro. Later. Appreciate you. $20 hauler from DeBolt coming in strong with a 20 wad. DeBolt to the mother freaking moon. Let's go, DeBolt.
Alert. Super chat alert.
DeBolt says, what does he say? Where was I? Oh, this screen. I was over here. DeBolt says, Dynasty startup, full PPR, 12 team, pick 12. Super flex, 1 QB, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 2 flex, 1 tight end. Starters are, so this is a full PPR Dynasty startup. Okay, 1 QB. Gotcha. 2 flexes. Starters are May, Bo Nix. I mean, I don't know what Travis feels about that one, but that's a rough QB room in a startup for me. I know everyone's excited about May, and it may end up okay, but I'd almost like him as my second quarterback, and just like if I can make a trade later, then I'm excited about it. You know what I mean? But like I
wonder if he could get like a Rodgers or a Cousins or something.
I'd probably
go this year.
I'd probably look
and
to do
still
that.
hold on to those guys.
I'd probably look to do that too.
Either Stafford, even something like that.
Old dog Cousins and Penix Jr. somehow.
Yeah, Cousins. Yep.
Bijan, Mondre, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, or is that Devontae Adams? That's Devontae Adams. Yeah, Devontae Adams, Nico, Ben Sinnott, Ford, B. Rob, Brian Robinson, top bench, 80 Mitchell, Leggett, Corley. Rate my team, please. Get Bijan. I would say, I mean, God, Nico's
send B. Rob or Ford and get like a Rodgers or someone, or Rodgers in a draft pick or something.
Yeah, I'd probably do something like that too.
I like the rest of his team's pretty good.
Yeah. I feel like, Devontae Adams is tough in a startup. It's definitely not something I would have went after. I'd have much rather had like a Keon Coleman in it. The thing is, like in a startup, people are taking Adams high, and then no one's trading for him. Nobody wants him. So like his draft value is much different and higher than his actual value. So
you got Bijan and Chase with his first 2 picks, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this burner account that comes in. Andrew's right. They don't know what the gauntlet drill is from a name of somebody we've never heard of before. Come on. Andrew, why are you so bitter about this? What are you talking about? He says, I got banned. I'm out of here. How are you banned if you're talking? You're running your mouth, bro. Just stop. and then Sour Mash just somehow finding the channel. Andrew's right. You don't know what the gauntlet drill is. Why do you keep saying that too? That we don't know what the gauntlet drill is. Why do you keep saying that? Like, well, why is that your go-to verbiage? What are we trying to accomplish there? It's like saying, Smitty, you don't know what the atmosphere is. Smitty, you don't know what the atmosphere is. Like, I don't know why you keep going there. And you don't have to talk to us in your burner account.
It's odd.
Jeez. Okay, DeBolt, that's a good team. That's an absolutely good team. DC Dude just became a member.
To the moon.
Thank you, DC Dude. Appreciate you, my guy.
Priority comment replies.
Yeah, attaboy. DC dude, welcome to the priority comment replies during the season. You're going to get your comments a lot faster. If not, some people just won't even get comments, but you will, pal. Because that membership definitely locks you in. It's so weird up. Some people like, why do people even, like, why do some people even watch the show when they hate it? They're like, hey, these guys don't know what they're talking about. But I'm here. Put it in the work in the chat. Like, I haven't been a casual content consumer for, over 23, 24, I don't even know how many years it's been. So it's hard for me to get in that mindset. Although I feel like 20 years ago was like yesterday. So I can kind of, like, I remember when I was really, a lot younger, when the internet was barely out. And I remember, being a consumer of content then before I created what I've created. I got in the business in 2003. So really, there was nothing out there. Were about 5 fantasy football websites with forums, and there was barely any tools. I got into the industry because there were no tools. Especially, there were downloadable apps that you would download, and it would, be a program on your computer, and it'd have trade analysis and stuff in there, but nobody had a trade calculator. Nobody had anything like that. But then, so I came into the industry, developed the first instant-based customer-facing trade calculator, and got into the biz that way. But I remember back in the day, like, I just can't imagine putting myself in that mindset that you're gonna literally be here to just try and hate on something. Like, don't you have better? Like, don't you respect your time more? Like, I remember I had things to do. I just can't imagine, like, there are people that actually, that's what they do. They just go around spreading negativity. I feel bad, And Andrew, you are obsessing about it. Like, you're obsessing about it. Anyway, good show, party people. Appreciate every single one of you. Keon Coleman to the mother freaking moon. Let the haters hate. You can have as many burners as you want. You're not changing the vibe on this channel. We're just gonna benefit from any sort of non-Keon Coleman residue you might spread on the conversation. Please do. Tell everybody Keon Coleman's slow. Tell everybody the gauntlet drill is, for whatever reason, not an appropriate place to measure any sort of quickness, speed. Please tell everybody you know. we definitely appreciate it. Anything else, Travis? Anything else? Rock out. You got anything else? You've been quiet.
Yeah, if you're in a draft that's like super reaching, what's like your approach so you don't like feed into their overreaching?
So I don't. Like, like, give me an example.
Approach. Let me think. If I don't know, gel it like the top of the third.
What's the answer to not reaching at the top of the third? Or what are the players that I reach for at the top of the third? I'm sorry, I got distracted when you were asking the beginning part of the question.
No, if multiple teams are like super reaching and people are going like a round or 15 picks ahead of ADP or even more.
Yeah, what's my advice? I mean, let them go to an extent, bro. Let them fall. But only if you're in a non-best ball environment and you can't trade your pick. I recommend trading to get into the spot that's more safe to get them. But in best ball, just go with the odds and the numbers and the math in the sense that you're gonna get enough of those players, even from that spot that you're feeling like they're sometimes getting reached on. Like Mahomes. Or not Mahomes. Well, who would be a good example here of somebody that's getting reached on but then falls? I would say, let me see here. Let me get into the ADP rankings on Underdog real quickly, and I'll give you my assessment of what I'm talking about here. So an example of somebody getting reached on that I don't like.
You looking for a specific position? Or?
I guess, like, example, Dell. Okay, let me just get, it might not be the exact round, but Dell will sometimes go really high, and sometimes Dell will go, you know, in the middle of the 4th round or late 4th round. I've got him at 5.1 before. So I'm not going to reach on Dell because people are, you know, sniping him early. I'm just going to draft in so many best ball drafts. I'm getting Dell whenever he falls, and I'm getting somebody else whenever he doesn't fall. So I'm not forcing Bijan usually at 1 because I'm getting him at 3, 4, 5, 6 constantly. And just use the math to your advantage. Use the ADP to your advantage and draft the different variants of Lamb and Chase and Hill at the 1, 2, 3 pick. And then you can get a wide variety of Hill and Chase and JJ and Bijan all in the 4, 5, 6, 7. And then, of course, don't take Puka at 5 or 6 because you're going to get tons of opportunities to draft him at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so, like, so on. Like, my advice in best ball is to use the amount of drafts you're going to do to your advantage. In a non-best ball where you got one league and a bunch of buddies, I'm willing to take some gambles. But I always say it's good to do one. It's okay to do one reach, but get back on track. You start doing multiple reaches in a row. Example would be Nico Collins in round 2. You do that, and I'm not saying I'm disowning anybody, but that's a high draft capital, almost hard to see him returning his investment, Nico Collins. And then you go ahead and draft DJ Moore in the 3rd round. You've blown it because you've made 2 reaches in a row. You haven't recovered, and now you're in a very dangerous territory. But one reach, like taking Kyron at 13, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Because at the end of the day, Kyron's a steal at 13. He really is. H-Han at 14 is a steal. But do I want him later? Sure. But you're not going to get Kyron in the 3rd round in a non-best ball. You're just not.
How about the super reach we dealt with in Marsman League? Everybody was sniping everybody.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know what that's gonna look like, you know, this year. But when that happens, it's hard because if everybody's reaching, it becomes a really, really, really tough thing to recover from in round 4 and 5 for everybody. And I think the best approach is to just do your best to draft within the confines of value when you get to the point where you're on the clock. It's just really hard because the position limits might have put you in a box. So I think the people that survive a sniping draft where you're drafting with a lot of like-minded people where horrible picks are being made, early picks are being made, the people that survive the best are the ones that have balance because they can go in any direction that the value takes them. And you might be looking at running backs going, holy crap, Kenneth Walker. Weren't you the one that took Kenneth Walker like 2 rounds too early in that draft?
Yeah, I was afraid I wouldn't have no running back.
Right. And so it just created a mass panic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember I got him from you, and he was phenomenal for a while, but then he dropped off.
You got him from the night of the draft because he still ended up with the running backs anyways.
Yeah. Hey, Aaron Jones came out in week 1 and blew up, and it looked like you had got me on that trade. And then he got hurt, and he was out forever. Anyway.
Then I got protection.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you later, Rock Out and Travis. Travis, any final words?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. So in like redraft or non-best ball with the Chiefs. You think it's up in the air who the wide receiver one is, or because in best ball you can draft them all and kind of.
Yeah, we talked about it today. We talked about that today.
I almost wonder if it's going to be. Yeah, and so I'm just like specifically with non-best ball. I wonder if it's going to be tough all year to put your finger on if it's not going to change week to week.
It could be a very frustrating thing,
especially if Rice. Oh, and that was the other thing I was going to ask is: are you starting to think Rice's suspension might not be as big as we had previously thought? Because you've sounded a little more positive on him lately. Like about his status, maybe.
No, I think he gets a full year. I mean, a full half a season, as predicted by a lot of NFL pundits or whatever. So half a year. The thing is, does it get pushed into 2025? That part I'm starting to wonder.
Right.
So that's why I'm drafting a little bit more. But to answer your question, as I said later on the 8 p.m. show, DC Dude says, check your DM, Smitty. Okay, thank you, DC Dude. I appreciate you. Thanks for the $2 holler. I think, as I said...
Check your X DM. I think he means on Twitter. So
yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah, okay, I'll look. I hate Twitter. I wish Elon would change the platform and make it very video friendly. It's not very video friendly. Everyone thinks it's video friendly, but like your stuff does not survive or last long or get pushed later very much at all. It's very much like you're live right now and then you're done. Like they definitely need to attack video differently. But I'd say this: at the end of the day, like I said on the earlier show, I've been sitting there going, okay, Hollywood looks great, and then another deep pass gets thrown in practice, and I'm like, look at Hollywood go again. Oh, wait a minute, that's Rashee Rice. And then I'm like, look at Rashee Rice again on this other. Wait a minute, that's Worthy. And it's like we're already seeing the rotation in practice, so we're probably going to be very frustrated. But I think they're still going to eat. I think that two of those guys at least are going to eat regularly, and I'm really starting to like Worthy. I think Worthy's a really, really, really nice grab in Dynasty and redraft right now. DC Dude with a $10 holler gets a moonshot. DC Dude to the mother.
To the moon.
Moon, DC Dude, appreciate you. DC Dude says, you the best in the game. Thanks, appreciate you, DC Dude. Harrison, who won a weekly winner $30K best ball prize, by the way. Our very own Harrison, who watches just this channel. And Harrison, I don't know if you can call in. I never clipped it. I don't know if you can call in real quickly and give me a testimonial and say, yeah, I won the Best Ball Mania 30K prize. And let me just tell you, this is the only channel I watch. I need to clip that. We need to redo it. So if you have a minute, call in. Harrison says, tell him, I think he's referring to the Coleman doubters, tell him that the 30K Best Ball winner is 31% Coleman on 200 plus drafts in terms of his saturation. Yeah, there you go. What else do you need? Thank you, Harrison. Appreciate you. Chris, appreciate you. He says, Project Smitty at all costs. Name a fantasy show that streams at this time. Don't worry, I'll wait. Send me to the moon, Smitty. I'll send you to Saturn if I want, Chris.
To Saturn.
Appreciate you dropping the super. DC Dude, thanks again for the $10 holler. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it for tonight. Unless Harrison calls in real quick. But I'll see you boys tomorrow. We should have quite a bit of stuff to cover. The next Tank Dell video, which will be more Keon Coleman. And then part 2 of the 4 best picks in fantasy football. The first 2 were Mahomes and Kyron. So I don't know who's going to make the list. Everybody's got to guess. Maybe H-Hand's on there. Maybe he's not. Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe it's another quarterback. Maybe it's a tight end. I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe I turn it into best 5 picks because I can't decide. It's probably more likely. All right. See you all later. Thanks, Travis. Thanks,
All right.
Breakout.
Yeah. Later, rock out.
Saul, appreciate you, my guy. We talk about a lot of players going off. What are some shockers that could crap the bed like Pollard last year? Well, Santos, good thing, I mean, I will say I can tell you haven't been here very much this offseason because we got a board for this, bro.
And off he goes to the planet known as Uranus.
And Pollard's on that board again. Swift. Edwards, I'll probably put JK on it next to Edwards, actually. Aaron Jones, Keenan Allen. Adams, I hate to say it with Adams, but Adams is just, he's in a crowded room. He's in a crowded QB rotation of not really that good of a pass catcher or gunslingers. It can be hard for him to be a good pass catcher with that rotation. So JK and Edwards, yeah, together, definitely. But Adams, I mean, what if Adams gets traded to New York? I mean, could be some value there, but we'll see. Moss could crap the bed, in my opinion. I know that's an unpopular opinion, says Travis, because you like Chase Brown so much. But that's not a bad thing. Chase Brown's a good player. So it's not like that's a biased take. It's just, it's your passionate take that, you're not willing to let go of, and that's fine. That's what a bold prediction is. So, Chase Brown could be a league winner. He's got the potential for it, no doubt about it. I mean, whoever's running back there is going to have the league winning potential, right? I mean, it has to. We're talking about a very high octane offense that had Joe Mixon play to the tune of a top 5 running back last year. And Joe Mixon's probably going to crack the Planet Uranus list as well, because as much as I want to believe Joe Mixon's got another year left in the tank, this guy's played 7 years of football, and he's taken a beating. And last year he got overfed. And even though the numbers were phenomenal, he was a top 5 running back, which is kind of shocking. He played pretty badly. He just got volume. Kind of like Chuba Hubbard. Played very badly, but got volume. I just think Mixon, with the age, the overworked season last year, mixed with the physical drop-off we've seen, I'm going to stay clear of Mixon. He'll probably be our next Planet Uranus man list, no doubt about it. And end it with the goat who's 8 feet tall, says DeBolt with a $2 hauler. I think we can take care of that. Super chats, DeBolt, thank you for the $20 hauler. Appreciate you. James Rush, this year's HN equals. James, are you still here? How did I not see these 2 super chats come in? What in the hell's going on? Hopefully James is still here, or Justin is still here. Justin, where are you at? He says, don't forget to tell him promo code Smitty. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate you. And then Justin also came in. These must have happened in the beginning of the show, or I don't know what happened here. How did I not see these? And this year's Devon HN is Jalen Wright. He's definitely in the conversation. Those must have been a long time ago. Justin, where are you, pal? Poor guy. Poor guy super chatted those a while ago. They look like they vanished from me. I don't know if Justin's here. All right, see you all later. Keon Coleman to the mother freaking moon.
Leave it on the fields.
Just in time.
Fields of dreams.
Feels like making love.
Outstanding in his fields.
Feels so good.
Fields general. I feels good. Uneven playing fields.
Battlefields tested.
Fields. Fields. He's for reals.
Come on, man. Pick up.
Please leave your message after the tone.
Hey man, it's Devontae Adams again. Call me back, bro.
Gotta change that jersey number somehow. Justin's here. Justin.
Your eyes.
Garrett Wilson and the boys.
Your eyes.
Rogers has new toys.
Your eyes.
The lights, the heat.
Your eyes.
A Jets fan complete.
Your eyes.
You don't want to test Sauce Gardner's heat.
Your eyes.
I want to watch Brees Hall's quick feet.
Jets country, let's ride.
Brees Hall is 8 foot tall. He will always answer the mother freaking call. Don't let him fall. In the third, don't stall. Just give Batman the freaking football.
He's Brees. He's Brees.
He does a hull of a job. A hull of a job. A hull of a job.
Brees Hall, please report to the moon.
He does a hell of a job.
Justin, appreciate you. He says, I'm here, bro. DC, dude, appreciate the $2 holler. I'll check my messages. Appreciate you. The Bolt dropping the 8 foot tall request super chat. Appreciate that. So Justin, super chat. Appreciate you. DeBalt, super chat, $20 holler. Appreciate you. DC dude, and Justin and DeBalt. Appreciate all those supers and gifted memberships. I don't know if anybody gifted tonight. I don't think so. But we had a couple celebratory messages, or one from DeBalt says, I'm taking Justin Fields everywhere, and I did read that. We're all caught up. See you all later. Appreciate every single one of you. And for those of you that haven't been supportive of Keon Coleman tonight,
Your Bijan card has been revoked.